Going to do a little review here on the Sccy Cpx-1 9mm pistol. I mean, it is a budget pistol, but you really do get a lot of gun for the money. And they do make a CPX-2 model as well, and the only difference, I believe, is just the safety. The CPX-1 has the ambidextrous safety. The CPX-2 does not have a safety at all. And there are some good videos on YouTube of people, doing torture tests on this gun. I know Iraq Veteran 8888, he has a real good video doing torture tests. The one I really like is from Gun Torture Tests. That's his YouTube channel. Sccy actually sent him a gun for free to do the test. And he got it right out of the box, never lubed it, never cleaned it, and only shot cheap steel-cased ammunition through it. And he was able to go 6,500 rounds before something actually broke in the gun. And it was just actually a cheap piece in the trigger that was easily replaceable. So, check those out if you'd like to see a good torture test done on it. But, I mean, it's a compact 9mm pistol. It's a single stack 10 round magazine, have a snap cap in there, and it has an internal hammer. This one has a nitrate finish on top. They do come in stainless steel as well. And now the frame here is a little bit different than polymer. I forgot exactly what they call it, but it's supposed to be a lot more stronger than polymer, and I believe that. It is a really good frame. And these come in an assortment of different colors, like purple, pink, orange, blue, and now they're doing like color camo type things. I mean, just about the, like the on the Sccy's Instagram, they have a couple of hashtags like "Sky's the limit" and "Reach for the sky," and really the sky's the limit on the color. They keep coming out with new ones. They even just came out with a 380 model. But every time I tested the trigger, and that's one thing I do like, the safety completely disengages the trigger. But the trigger does not have a reset. It just has to completely go forward. And every time I tested the trigger, it came in at 9 pounds 8 ounces. So that's a really hefty double action trigger pull. In my opinion, is maybe a little bit worse than a revolver. Like, kind of compared it to when I did this one, when I did the gauge on a little J-frame Taurus model, 85 revolver. This had an 8 pounds 10 ounce trigger pull, and then this one has a 9 pound 8 ounce trigger pull. So that's a little something to think about there. At least with a revolver, you have the option, of having the hair trigger, So, but, I mean, this, like I said, you really do get a lot of gun for the money. This is a really good quality made gun. It's just, in my opinion, they need to fix that trigger. And the frame is wide, like right here, like a Glock. So they could make a dang double stack magazine for it. But here, let me kind of show you how this trigger works. And the trigger was enough to actually turn me. This is a snap cap in here. You see the gun is not loaded. Inserting the snap cap. Okay, turn the safety off. And that's the one thing too. Let me show you this real quick. Here's the safety. And every time you take the safety off, you have to pull it down one time. And then it gets tight. And that's every single time. And I hate that about it as well. And also, like I said, when it has no reset. Like, that's a 9 pound 8 ounce trigger pull. You can see the hammer there. And one thing too, like I had to learn real quick with this gun, was when you pull the trigger, like I said, it has no reset. Like a lot of times I like to shoot and then kind of ease up for the reset. But this one doesn't have it. And if you ease up on this trigger, this will happen. That could cost you your life. And every time, if you ease up, every time, it's like the gun doesn't even work. You just have to let it go like that, and then it locks. So that's how I shoot the gun. It's kind of weird. You just because you can't, you know, I absolutely hate the trigger. I'm sorry, I just cannot get used to the trigger. Like, I originally had this as my car gun, but I ended up buying a little SD9 VE for my car gun just because of that trigger. That trigger could really cost you your life. Like I said, what if you have your gun on safety? Like if you do have the CPX-1 model, take it off safety. That right there could cost you your life. So now you got to go like that to get it. And then what if you want to ease off? You know, I hate it. I really do. And this has the little, you know, the little laser on it, which is activated right here, you know, when heat touches it. And that's, like I said, I hate the laser because how it comes all the way down here, and that really takes away some of my finger space, and that's why I do not like it. And also, like on the magazine here, you can either have the finger groove or you can have a flat base. You know, and if you have the flat base in with the laser on, for me, there's like 2 fingers I could get on there. I just can't. And you know, this being a compact 9mm, and it does have a short barrel and a short slide, so it's really snappy when you shoot it. So you kind of really got to hold on to it. And I just, you know, I prefer the finger plate. That's kind of what they look like as well. And the Sccy, like, they have a fantastic warranty, a no questions asked warranty that follows the gun, not the owner. They really do have a great warranty. And of course, when you buy it, it does come with 2 10-round magazines, and then it comes with the base plates, and it comes with a trigger lock. And they normally like include a casing from when they fired it at the factory. They use PPU ammunition. Imagine that. Let's see, here's the no questions asked warranty information. They really do have a great warranty. And then see, here was the Arma Laser discount code I used. I don't know if that'll work again or not. Probably will. And then you get your manual. I mean, and that's another thing too. Like, when I originally bought a Sccy, it was back when they were Sccy. But I know Skyy Vodka sued them or something, so they ended up changing the name to Sccy. Well, I had that Generation 1 Sccy. I think I paid like $150 for it, and this was in 2014, I believe, at a gun show. I just wanted to try it out. I had heard about them. And you know, that's another thing too. If you look at them, they look like just like a Kel-Tec. It was like a PF9 or something like that. Can't remember exactly the name of them. But when I had the Sccy, the Generation 1, it looked a lot different. But I tried 10 different rounds of ammunition in that gun, and every time I went to, it's got the snap cap in it, but every time I went to load it, it would just jam up. And I've never actually was able to shoot that gun. So I contacted Skyy and was asking them, you know, what's the problem or whatever. And then they just immediately replied that day. You know, the serial number for that particular gun was 000348. And I can still remember that, not sure why. So that was the 348th gun, I believe, came off the line that they made. And that they messaged me back, said that, you know, I could send that gun in for a complete replacement for a Gen 2 model. And I didn't respond for a couple days. And then actually 2 days went by, and somebody else from Skyy messaged me. They really wanted that gun back. I'm not exactly sure why. So I just went ahead and paid the $50 and sent it to them. And I believe within 6 days I had this one arrived. I really wish I kind of want to talk to them and ask them for CPX2. Just because of the way these little plates are. It kind of gets in my way of my hands. And then sometimes I can actually engage the safety while I'm shooting it, which, you know, could cost you your life. Because where this is a compact 9mm, and these do range from about $250, $270. I know Academy Sports has them right now for $200. So, I mean, it is kind of a cheaper side gun, but it's really well made. I give it that. So I mean, I'd say a lot of people out there who are on a budget kind of do use this for a concealed carry gun. I originally got it for a car gun. So I mean, there's a lot of different uses for it, and some of the things I've noticed. This ain't really like a range gun, but you know, with that trigger, like I said, 9-pound, 8-ounce trigger pull, you're going to have to do a lot of practicing with this trigger to get it down and to understand it. You know, or it could really, in my opinion, I think it could cost, if you have inexperience with this gun, that trigger's going to probably cost you your life. That's just my opinion. But one thing I did notice about shooting, I have I believe 5 magazines for this gun, but after shooting all 5 magazines, this pin, as you can see, is kind of in real good there, and then kind of out here. This pin always keeps coming out, and I always have to keep, you know, pressing it back in. And another thing too, like when I had the gun in my car, you know, and I would leave it loaded, I noticed the slide would get really loose. I guess from having 10 rounds in there pressed up against it or something. So I thought that was a little weird. But again, you just, you know, you $50, you send it back to Sccy, they'll fix anything on it. They even used to replace it. If you bought your gun and somebody stole it and you got a police report, you send them the police report and they would even replace your gun that way. But so many people were taking advantage of that they stopped doing that. I know I talked to a lady on the customer service at Sccy, and she said in a 1-week period they had thousands of people that reported their gun stolen the same week that they bought it. So that's a little fishy. You know, people were probably reporting them stolen, getting a new gun, and then selling the one they reported stolen. It's a shame that, you know, a few people have to ruin it for everybody. But another thing I want to mention real quick too, if you do have a Sccy and you do like them, I mean, I do like this gun even though I hate the trigger. If you go to Sccy's Facebook page and just message them, you know, just say, hey, I really love my Sccy, you know, I'm proud of it or whatever. Can you send me something with the logo on it? And they normally will. Like they, within I think 5 days of messaging them, they sent me like a bunch of different of like these Sccy. It's kind of white lettering, so I don't know how good that'll show up. They sent me a bunch of these stickers. I mean, they sent me like 15 of these. They sent me a couple different writing pens in different colors with the Sccy logo on it. They sent me a hat. They sent me a tag for my car that said Sccy on it. They sent me like a little shirt pin. They sent me a catalog. And all this was for free. I just asked them to send me something with the logo, and they sent it to me. Of course, this was about a year ago, but I'm pretty sure if you message them, they'll send you something. So, I mean, that's really neat. I mean, this is a American-made, made in Daytona Beach, Florida. Joe Roebuck owns the company. I know he used to work for Kel-Tec in their engineering department or something, and he wanted to do some things with the I believe it's a Kel-Tec PF9. I'm not sure though. And they wasn't listening to him, so I believe in like 2003 he started his own gun company, and this is what he came up with. That's why, but it really resembles that Kel-Tec in my opinion. But pretty much a copy. But I mean, it is a really good gun company. I think they make a good product, and the sights. I know sights are really good on this gun. I do believe they are metal. And this back sight can be adjusted right here. It does have a screw there. So it can be adjusted for elevation or windage, or windage, not elevation. And I haven't had any problems with like the front sight coming off or anything like that. And these guns do, like, they break down real easy. Like you see the little pin here, and I believe it's made for like the end of a shell. Just see how easy it was? Just popped it right out. Just let it forward, comes off, and then hey guys, this right here is pretty much field stripped right here. There's your I believe that's stainless steel barrel. It's like 3-inch, maybe 3.5-inch or something. It does have a double spring guide rod. I believe it comes in about 20 pounds. And then, you know, it's just, I mean, it really is good quality. They're really simple guns, in my opinion. So, I mean, but like I said, you do get a lot of gun for the money. And if you don't really have much money at all, and you're looking for a good concealed carry gun, I mean, I would, if you can get over that trigger. The trigger is my biggest part about this gun. And I really don't like only having 10 rounds, but I guess it really doesn't, for a little car gun or something, 10 rounds is sufficient enough. But, I mean, it's that trigger. That's what I do absolutely hate about this gun. And I hated it so much, it was enough for me to buy a different gun. So...